Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to My First Mon on JoyClicks. I'm one of your hosts, Jack Martin, alongside
Christian Buckley.
That's right. Christian, what the hell is this My First Mon business that we're doing?
I'm glad you asked. I have been a fan of Pokemon my entire life. Love that series dearly. You, my friend, I've learned this about you. This is one of the first things I knew about you when we first met, was you are an avid player of games. But you have little to no experience with Nintendo.
That's right.
And absolutely zero experience with Pokemon.
That is absolutely correct. The Nintendo Switch was my first Nintendo console, believe it or not.
That's something.
Yeah, and The Legend of Zelda is the first, Breath of the Wild is the first Nintendo game I beat to completion.
That's insane to me.
So I have no Pokemon knowledge.
Yeah.
So you decided that it'd be a good idea to document my journey.
Exactly.
With the first Pokemon.
The original game.
Pokemon Blue, I believe we're playing.
So you're going to play Blue?
I believe we'll play Blue.
Okay, so I'll play Red if you play Blue.
Okay.
So that way we can just have... So the whole idea, this is documenting Jack's journey. I've played the original game a million times. So this is less about me, more about him experiencing it for the first time. I'm here as your Sherpa, I guess.
Yeah.
One of the only rules I gave you for this is do not look up guides, because I think documenting your experience and your feelings about how the game works with the knowledge of where games are today is going to be very interesting to see, and I want to see it from that perspective because I feel like that's something interesting.
Yeah. And this is an old game too, like 96, right?
It's about 22 years old now, I think.
Yeah,
maybe 23.
Yeah, so I was born in 97.
Me too.
Yeah, this is older than we are.
Yeah.
And this is just very interesting to me.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
So, you started playing games around what age do you think?
You want to know what my first game was?
Let's hear it.
My first home console video game?
Sure.
Spider-Man 1 on the PS2.
Ooh, PS2.
Not the Neversoft one. No, not the
Neversoft.
Neversoft did the one
PS1?
where the PS1
Yeah.
one. And I
Love
had that
that
on.
game.
Oh, I love it too. I had that on PC. Stan Lee did the intro to it.
It's so good.
Amazing. But my first home console game was Spider-Man 1, the tie-in,
The movie tie-in,
with the movie, on the PS2. So I've been playing games since that. I grew up playing better games than that eventually. Although I did like that game.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2 a little bit better, but
Yeah, so it's interesting that as a kid in that time period and a fan of video games, Pokemon just completely missed you.
yeah, all of Nintendo missed me.
It's even crazy with Pokemon. Like, did you watch the show?
So the only thing I watched from that particular like Pokemon business was like the anime was the movie with Mewtwo.
Okay.
And he's like one of the like probably 10 Pokemon I could tell you.
Okay, this is gonna be great.
Yeah, I know that like
I'm very excited for the show.
If I could list like I'll try and list off Pokemon right now.
Okay.
Like
let's hear it.
Pikachu, Mewtwo, Charizard, Squirtle.
Okay, there you go.
The ice cream guy.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up because, like we said, we're playing the original game together.
Ice cream guy's not in there.
Ice Cream Guy is a later addition.
What's his real name?
I couldn't tell you because...
Neapolitan.
Sure. As long as a fan I've been of Pokemon, there was a period of time where I fell out of the games for a bit. Gen 4 was the last one I played upon release.
Right.
I came back for the remake of Gen 3 on my 3DS and played Sun and Moon. Didn't play Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I played Let's Go, and I'm very excited for Sword and Shield.
Right.
But I did go back and dabbled with Gen 5, Black and White after the fact. There's some cool stuff in there. I know it's pretty split on whether people like it or hate it, but I think it's cool. They did a nice thing where it was like, so the original game has 151 Pokemon, and they usually pop up down the line. Like the sequel games to Red and Blue, Gold and Silver, had some Pokemon from the first games in it. But what Black and White did was they were like, hey, no Pokemon that you know so far until the end game.
Oh.
So when we start, it's 150 brand new Pokemon.
Were people pissed at that?
Some people were, some people weren't.
Okay.
We're going to have some conversations as the show goes on about the nostalgia for Gen 1 because it is definitely there, and there's definitely groups of people.
I see.
So, worth mentioning, though, we are playing on the 3DS eShop.
Right.
Because it's very accessible.
Yes.
God bless. I never thought that would happen.
Yeah.
But
well, here we are.
They knew you were going to do that someday. So
yeah. I mean, I wish it was on the Switch.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
should.
I wish a lot of things were on the Switch.
Or what's like, this is my Nintendo
Virtual console?
Yeah, the Virtual Console.
There you go.
That was one of the things that was like I would have bought a Switch then and there if there was a Virtual Console. I got my Switch. The only reason I have my Switch is because I traded in my Xbox One.
Yeah, I remember that day.
I remember texting you about that. I was like, should I do this?
Yeah.
I traded in my Xbox One, got the Switch for $150, which is half off.
Mm.
So pretty good.
So you're excited for Sword and Shield then, right?
I am, yeah, and I think this is what spurred this kind of idea, what,
Mhm.
what you had in mind, and I think it's a really good idea, and I'm
Yeah.
very excited for it.
I'm also really interested to see, because I don't know when Sword and Shield comes out if we're going to do anything
Mhm.
with that. But regardless, I'm just very interested to see the jump, because you are going from the original game 23 years ago in a series through several generations, almost a quarter of a century later,
Yeah.
to the most recent game. There's going to be a big jump,
Oh yeah.
big gap, and I'm really interested to see how you react to some of these things.
It's a lifetime. It's literally
Yeah.
our lifetime from
It's
the
older than
first
me.
game to Sword and Shield.
Yeah, so do you have, you missed out on Pokemon as a kid, the Poke craze,
Yes.
Pokemania. Do you have any big expectations going into this game?
The only thing I know about this game, and I can't even think of the first 3 starters you can choose from, right? Aren't there's like 3 Pokemon you choose from? I know there's one that people say, don't choose this one. I believe it's Squirtle, right? Charmander?
Do you want me to tell you, or do you want?
Well, you can say it if you want.
I don't want to influence anything
Okay,
yet.
so I know it's like Squirtle, Charmander, right? Those are 2 of them.
There's 2 of them. Yeah.
And then there's another one.
Yes, there is.
And I don't know his name, but I believe people say don't choose this gentleman. Yeah, I'm thinking, and maybe I'll make a game day decision on this.
Mhm.
I'm thinking to go to Squirtle.
Okay.
I don't know,
Okay.
but we'll see.
Interesting choice. So,
Interesting choice. We'll see.
as far as the mechanics and everything go, like, what do you
Yeah.
expect to be doing in the game?
So I expect to be. I haven't seen any gameplay of this ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I imagine maybe once or twice. I imagine top down,
Mhm.
that kind of old style of gaming.
I'm just nodding. I'm not saying
Yeah,
yes
yeah.
or no. Just
Running around, talking to people, text up and down, a lot of yes and no responses, I imagine. I believe there'll be some trading systems in which I gather some sort of coin, whether it be gold or some sort of fake currency, that I buy things, items, perhaps to heal my Pokemon. I don't know. And along the way, as I'm like running around, I imagine I'll be encountering some people who want to fight me
Okay.
and do so with their Pokemon,
Mm-hmm.
and I will also do so with my Pokemon. And as I do so, and as I win the fights with my Pokemon, I'll level up my Pokemon.
All right.
So, like, Pikachu goes to Raichu? Is that? What is that he goes to there? And
That's
so
correct.
I imagine, like, I'll keep leveling up, and then eventually I'll go to a new version of that character.
Okay.
Until I obtain the final version of that character. Is it evolution?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I will evolve my Pokemon. I should start saying that.
Just from the very little we have talked about so far, I am so excited for the
Yeah.
first episode of this show.
Yeah, I have absolutely no clue what's happening.
Here's another question.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think your main goal is in this game?
So, I guess since I got my Switch,
Mm-hmm.
my main goal has been to broaden my Nintendo deficit
Okay.
of knowledge. And I think that this game will give me that sort of a history lesson. And this came out at a time that was maybe like 10 or so years after, like, or 15 or so years after, like, the NES and in like the really old school Nintendo era. So we're really in like the classics generation here
Mhm.
with Nintendo. So I think this is a good history lesson for me,
Okay.
and I'm excited to get to know this series more because as you can tell, I'm so ignorant about the series, and it's a little embarrassing, honestly, as a gamer.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
So that was a great answer. I meant, what do you think your character's goal is?
Oh, my character's goal?
Yeah.
So I'm not playing as Ash Ketchum, is that correct?
That is so Ash is exclusive to the
Anime.
anime.
Okay.
Well, so there's another version of this generation that was based on the anime,
Right.
where you are essentially playing as Ash.
Ooh.
We are not touching that version because it is very different.
Okay. Is this a nameless character? Can I name my character?
I will neither confirm nor
Okay.
deny. So
It is just a Joe Schmo character then. That's a good point. Like what the story even is. I have no clue what the story is.
like I know what like I get where you're coming from with mechanics and stuff. But it's a JRPG.
Right.
Again, you haven't played
Never
many
played
JRPGs.
JRPG. Yeah.
Any JRPGs.
Nope.
And there's always usually a goal. There's always like you have this thing, go out and do this.
Okay.
Achieve this journey, or go through this journey and achieve this goal.
Right.
Do you have any expectation? Do you have any guess on what your journey is going to be about?
What my guess is, so I'm a kid, I imagine. This is a total guess, and it's going to be wrong.
This is what I want.
I'm a young lad in some land, probably made up, probably resembling a real-life land, like Sword and Shield resembles the UK. I'm some young lad in some land, and there are these bullies who are Pokemon trainers. And they say, hey, generic character, you are just not as good as us because we're Pokemon trainers. And you will never be as good as us. And this young gentleman, or gentlewoman, I don't know if you can play as a woman, is like, you know what? You're not better than me. I can be just as good as you. And goes out and becomes a Pokemon trainer, and in fact wants to be the best Pokemon trainer of them all. He wants to be the very best.
Okay. I had a feeling you were basing it off of the theme song. But regardless, that is a very good guess.
Okay.
I'm excited for you to see what this game's about.
Yeah, definitely.
So the way the show's going to work, how we have it planned out right now, subject to change, is we're going to be covering one gym per episode. Probably going to aim for half an hour, sometimes probably bleeding over to 40 minutes, depending on if you reach some of the meatier sections of the game.
Sure.
Or if you get stuck somewhere.
Okay.
So, goal is one gym a week. I've asked Jack to not look up guides. There's something I want you to do, but I don't know if I want to say it because it's an option to make it feel more personal for you. I'll say that. So be open to that option when you see it. It's very early on, and I'm sure you'll understand what it is. But you get this option constantly. It's about regarding your relationships to your Pokemon. Okay. So consider it, because some people don't consider it. Okay. But I think it's a nice thing. It's a nice little touch, personal touch.
All right.
As far as everything else goes,
so to clarify, no gameplay.
No gameplay on the show.
Yeah. This is all discussion based.
Yeah, 3DS capture systems are very complex, and I do not have the resources for that currently. So, and I don't want to have to make you learn all that on top of it. So, no gameplay. There will be a visual flair to it. Sure. I'm gonna edit the show, make it nice, make it pretty and exciting. So
definitely.
Are you excited?
I'm very excited. Yeah, this is. So I've played, of course, Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, this isn't a Nintendo exclusive, but Hollow Knight. Okay. Yeah. I should mention that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. In terms of first party, I'm severely lacking, and this will definitely be added to the list of Nintendo games that I've played. So I'm very excited.
The thing that's so crazy to me is that Pokemon is so separate from Nintendo, it feels like. Like, all their decisions are made on their own, pretty much. And, like, Nintendo gets no money from Pokemon Go. Like, almost no money. I don't think they get any money.
Really?
Because when Pokemon Go came out, Nintendo's stock rose significantly. And it was like, you guys bought stock in the wrong company because they're not getting almost any revenue from Pokemon Go. Wow. So, yeah, the Pokemon Company has made some choices over time. They are set in their ways in some cases. Interested to see how the series evolves, but I'm glad you're starting with this one. I think this is like very clearly the best one to start with because it's the one that pretty much everybody started with. So I'm looking forward to it.
I'm definitely looking forward to it, and thank you for joining me on this journey, for suggesting this. Yeah. So yeah, we'll have plenty of more of My First Mon coming at you. You got a Twitter that you can plug?
At Chris and Buckley.
Yeah.
So look out on that.
Yeah, and you can follow me at Fascinated Jack. And yeah, plenty more updates from us both. So stay tuned to JoyClicks for more.